Hello, my name is Sunny and today is October 7th, 2017. It's week 1 of Stitchery Witchery. So this year for Stitchery Witchery, we have the 4 weeks of October and each week is represented by a season. This week, the first week, is winter. It took me a while to figure out what book best represents winter. And I just kept coming back to Harry Potter. I don't know why Harry Potter just represents winter for me. It could be that I just remember those scenes above many of the other scenes. They're very significant in the books and they're always heartwarming, especially. I don't know, they just represent winter to me. And I think it was, of all the options of books that I thought represented winter, it just represented it most. So designing a Harry Potter bookmark seems like it would be actually pretty simple. There's so many quotes to choose from, so many symbols that represent Harry Potter. You've got the house colors, like there's all these things at your fingertips to like create an amazing design, but I didn't actually have very much time to kind of figure something out. I was supposed to start stitching on Sunday, but I didn't have a design done, so I had the design finalized by Tuesday and I was able to start stitching for the rest of the week. But so in a short period of time I came up with something that I think worked really well, and that was this. Mischief Managed. I wanted a text design that was simple. I didn't want to spend too long on the text part of the bookmark. I wanted it to be graphic and to stand out, but I didn't want to spend too long on it. And I didn't want the text to be too heavy. That's why you see the M's are the only thing that is fully cross-stitched. The rest of it is back-stitching. And as I was finalizing the design, I realized I wanted something else that represented Harry Potter that was also incredibly graphic, and like, you glance at that and you know it's a Harry Potter bookmark, regardless if there's colors on it or not. So that's why there's the lightning bolt on there as well. And the lightning bolt that I ended up with on this design was a little large to fit just in this space, so I had to add this kind of little diamond cutout on there as well. So here's what it was like throughout the week, designing and stitching this bookmark. It's Sunday, October 1st, beginning of the week for this first Stitchery Witchery project, and here's a little bit of sausage being made. I don't actually have the design finished that I wanted to do this week. That's my fault. I don't know, I guess I forgot which one I had scheduled for this week, so I'm a little disappointed in myself, but I still want to do this one this week, so I'm gonna have to power through and try to get this design figured out within the next couple of days, and that should give me enough time to finish it. This is the color palette I'm working with. I haven't decided whether I want to use this bookmark or the gray one. I kind of like the gray one with this because I can actually use white in the design. And the only reason why I'm not 100% sure I want to use this one is because of the edge. I don't know if it really goes with the Harry Potter theme. So I have Gryffindor. I'm not happy with that color. It's too mulberry, and I thought I had the right color here at home, but I didn't, so I have to go out and get the right one. I have a picture of it saved, so I have no problem in getting that. Here's some Slytherin. I really like these two together. Ravenclaw. The bronze is a little off, but it was the best one. And here is Hufflepuff, and I know Hufflepuff is supposed to have black with it. This is more of like a muted brown gray color, but I wanted to use black in the rest of the design, and I have this black that I might use for the text. It's very satiny and I love it. It's very shiny, but I didn't want the black to mess with the Hufflepuff design. I wanted them to look separated. Look what I found. This was in a bag, in my car, just hanging out, being weird. So look, that is so much better than this mulberry. So now I have all the correct colors. Today is Monday and I haven't got any design done. I thought I would have time, but yesterday I had a lot of other things to do, and today they threw a lot at us at work. I have a test tomorrow that I've been studying for and an evaluation on Wednesday that we've also been preparing for, so it's just been absolute insanity. And After the evaluations I should have time, so we'll see what Wednesday looks like, but yeah, if I can sneak in a little time here and there at work, if I have a couple free moments, I might as well see if I can jot anything down for the design, but I'm not anticipating having anything done until maybe Wednesday, and then I can try to quickly stitch it up over the rest of the week. I don't know. We'll see. So I did a lot better on my test today than I thought I would do. It was kind of a miracle. And while we had some free time after the class, I started working on my pattern a little bit. So here's what I have so far. I think I'm going with these letters as opposed to these. And then I'm going to use this as sort of like a larger letter initial kind of thing. This is the general sketch that I did. I wanted to do the symbols for each of the houses, but I've gone with instead just kind of a stripe with the house colors as a sort of border around Mischief Managed, and then I'm going to try to get little footprints walking around like it's part of the map. So that's going to be this pattern. We'll see if I can get it laid out. I've got a template already cut out and put together with some washi tape. So I'm going to be writing out the letters and placing them on this template where they go. It's so much easier to do this by hand than using Excel, which is what I've been using to make my patterns so far. It's hard to do with the lines. There it is. It's going to have a border on the outside, and each house will have its colors represented along the edges, mostly in the corners. I would have liked to have their symbols on there, but it just didn't work out, and I think I'll still do the little steps through. So this is where I start. I'm going to play around with these stripes. I kind of had some ideas here. Not really sure how it's going to translate to this guy, but this is the one I've chosen. It's a little frilly for Harry Potter, but it's a good size for it, and I think it'll actually look okay. As you can see here, I kind of sketched out what it might look like with a little frilly edge. It actually looked okay. It's Wednesday, and I had my second test today. I didn't do amazing. I did okay on that one. So we'll see how the rest of the course goes. So I made a little bit of time yesterday on working on the pattern, and I had a lot of time to sit around today and work on it. So let me show you what I got. I've got the house colors in, I've got the text in the place where I want it to go. Got the little lightning bolt, so it's definitely looking like Harry Potter now. I didn't finish laying out Ravenclaw and Hufflepuff because it's just a repeated pattern, and I already know that I'm gonna like it. I've been playing with these patterns all day, so this has been kind of fun to work on. But I feel comfortable enough with this at this point to start working on the actual bookmark. So hopefully I can get that all done within the next couple of days. So I finished the design yesterday. I started stitching a little bit last night, right before I went to bed. I actually kind of passed out while I was stitching. I tend to get really relaxed while I'm stitching, so it was kind of funny. I was able to work a lot on the pattern today at work during my breaks, so this is where I'm at. Here's the actual bookmark. I think I still want to do a couple of footprints here and a couple of footprints there. I think that'd be cute, and I can't wait to get the stripes in here. I think it's really going to set this thing off, but that's going to be a lot of work. On this side there's one extra row of stitches here on the bottom, and then on this side there's an extra row here at the top, but only for like a short portion. So as I was stitching this, I wanted to make sure that the border stayed the same thickness, but I wasn't really thinking about the integrity of the design in the middle. So I was making this outline so that it fit 8 blocks from the line to the edge, and once I got this whole outline all the way to here, I realized what is supposed to be 16 inches between these two lines is actually 15. So I had to adjust the pattern. Actually what I did was I made these M's. Basically I took one stitch out
from the middle, so they're still the same distance away from all of the edges. All of the text lines up the same, they're just not as long. And then I had to kind of adjust the top of this, otherwise it would have touched the line. If I had started stitching this on Sunday or Monday when I started this whole thing, I think I'd have plenty of time to get all of this stitching in, but I have a feeling that I might run a little behind on it. It may not be 100% finished by the time I make this video. So I have a feeling that this may not be 100% finished by the time this video goes up, but I'm gonna make my best effort. I still need to make sure I get some studying done, but we have a long weekend, so I'll be able to catch up no problem on Monday no matter what. So it's looking so great so far.
If I had the design finished on Sunday, I would have had plenty of time this week to finish it. But as it stands, I don't have very much done. I've been bringing this with me to work every day, and you know, when we get our 15-minute breaks here and there, I pull this thing out and I start stitching on it, and my coworkers are kind of looking at me like, what are you doing? Last week you weren't doing that. Why are you doing that now? I did all of the Slytherin house colors, finished them up yesterday, and this morning I started on the Gryffindor house colors. They're gonna come along here in the diagonal stripe. They'll have a thin black line in between each stripe. Then we'll have Ravenclaw up here and Hufflepuff down there. Overall, I really like this pattern. I think it is the essence of Harry Potter pretty much, without going like way overboard and like Harry Potter, and it's got the glasses and it's got the Deathly Hallows and like all of the symbols for Harry Potter. It's got a lightning bolt and it's got mischief managed. It's not over the top, and well, a little bit maybe. It's got like all of the house colors on there, but I think it'll be kind of tastefully done. If I could go back and do the pattern again, if I could spend more time on it and refine it into something differently, I would definitely do that. I think I probably actually could have gone through and done a second pass on the pattern and found a simpler way to give me less stitching to do, and then I would have had it done today. But I like the way it is right now. I think I'm going to keep it the way it is and do a version like this, and then I may revisit it later and kind of redesign it and refine the design. As far as representing winter, I don't really think it represents winter as much as Harry Potter itself to me represents winter. We'll see how next week, spring, how much that one represents the season. And since I'm not done with the stitch, I will be finishing it next week. I have Monday off of work, so I have plenty of time to work on next week's stitch and this one. And I'll definitely be keeping you posted as I finish it. So that brings me to you. What have you been working on this week? I've had at least one person contact me to say they've been really excited to do cross stitch this month. So I'm really excited to see if anybody else is doing anything, if you're doing a different kind of creative project. This month is like creative explosion month for me. I think that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I am so looking forward to spring next week and sharing with you the book that I've decided represents spring and the design I've come up with for it. If you are working on any projects, let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you next week. Bye.